All right, Sharon Tiger, welcome to the Benefits Mom podcast.
Oh, Tara, thank you so much. I'm excited to be on the Benefits Mom podcast and to spend time with you this morning.
Yes, we actually met on LinkedIn through our colleague, Eric Silverman, about your daughter, actually, is how we met. Very funny how LinkedIn does that.
Yes, Eric and his team at Voluntary Disruption are pretty amazing, and they are really great connectors and supporters. So I always appreciate his introductions, and he introduced me to a wonderful person in you.
Thank you. So tell us a little bit about your background and why you consider yourself the customer wooer, as you say on your headline.
So I just think that my strengths and my skill set is being able to woo, like through marketing efforts, to woo the perfect prospect into your pipeline, to win, to convert them from a lead to a prospect, and then woohoo is making them really great brand ambassadors and people who will drive revenue growth for your company. And that's because my experience over the years has been in every facet of customer service, marketing, and sales. And so I just tie it all up with a bow and help companies do all of those things really well.
Nice. We all need to be wooing our customers this time with everything that's going on right now.
It's true. And I think a lot of companies focus on the sale and getting a client in the door, but then the woohoo part is where they miss the mark. And there's so much opportunity to level up and just go above and beyond what other companies are doing to make and create really loyal customers. So hanging on to them is an important piece of it. There's more to it than just the sale.
So there's some disconnect between the prospecting and the closing where there's not that woohoo effect?
Right. You want everything to match up. You want your marketing efforts to pull in the clients that are your perfect targets, and you want your salespeople to match what your marketing efforts are saying and doing. And you want your customer service to also deliver on everything that person or that prospect has seen from a sales or from a marketing and a sales perspective. You want it to flow fluidly. And you don't want them to be surprised. You don't want it to be night and day once they're in the door and they've signed off, to be scratching their heads and thinking, wait a minute, this isn't what we signed off on. So it's more than just meeting their expectations. It's going above and beyond to delight them the whole way, trying to build little moments that are what I call magic moments with customers.
Exactly. I like that magic moment thing.
This magic moment.
Yay, we got Sharon singing. I love it.
It's funny.
The one thing that I really push with companies is to create that same effect that you're talking about, that woohoo, but with their employees, to make them, their ambassadors and want them to stay. So what have you seen in your experience being a working mom as well, where there's a disconnect between the people who are running the company and catering to what the moms are really looking for from support?
Well, I think that there needs to be a balance. I think one of the things that companies can do unfairly is almost force employees to choose between their family, their health, their safety. And I just don't think that's a fair choice. I think we're all human, and the people working for you are humans that have, very real needs, real fears, and so you have to strike a balance. It's like everything, it's a negotiation, and both parties need to feel like they're winning and that they're getting a reward and something out of the relationship. And so it can't be one-sided. And recognizing that, yes, as business owners, you're going to be a lot more passionate about your baby and your idea and your business. It's just, you can't excite. I don't know. I'm getting lost there, but I just really feel like there needs to be a balance, and sometimes there isn't one, especially for working moms. And now more than ever with this pandemic, the juggling that's going on, people are worn out and tired. It's a lot.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What would you say is one of your funniest experience being a working mom?
Oh, gracious. I think most of my funny experiences have to do with being a working mom who was nursing and having to pump at work.
Oh my goodness, I did the same. Yeah.
I mean, I have countless stories of those embarrassing moments, mainly because when I came back to work, it just wasn't there's not a lot of thought around schedules and meetings and things. And you're on it as a nursing mom, you're on a schedule, and some things need to be done on a schedule. And so meetings run long, and um, I just two really embarrassing moments. One, I was racing to get back to my desk. I had a phone call. I had no breaks in my schedule, and I was on the phone with a man, talking with him, and he says, "Do you hear that?" And I'm like, I try to play dumb. I'm like, "What?" He said, "You don't hear that?" And I said, "No, I don't know what you're talking about." And he's like, "It kind of sounds like a vacuum. It's like whirl, whirl, whirl." Mortified, I just hung up. But I didn't have
Oh
a choice.
no.
My schedule was just so crammed tight that I didn't have a choice. So that's one of them. Yeah, indeed.
Oh my
I don't know
goodness.
how many others I want to reveal.
Oh, that is totally okay. So what would you say is the biggest challenge if we were just looking at, normal circumstances with a mom working in like a regular office would be like the biggest uh, pain point that you think that moms are up against that we're not really addressing in the workforce?
Well, let me think about this. It always goes to for me, it always goes back to balance. Like, there's no one, in my opinion, working moms, there's no one more committed and willing to, be creative and find a way to make things work within a schedule or to honor their commitments because they balance so much. And I'm thinking about when I first came, what comes to mind when you ask me that, Tara, is when I first returned to work after having my daughter. And I went out early for preterm labor, and then when it was time to come back, it happened to be Thanksgiving week. And I had asked if that first week back, if I could come in half days, because it was first of all, it was really hard to leave my daughter, and it was a huge transition to like learn how to go back into working mom mode and still feel like I was being a good mom and taking care of all my commitments. It was a real balance. And I wanted to come back half days that first week, knowing that there was already 2 half days. It was probably a light week because of Thanksgiving. And I got pushback on it. I got, like a sense that the company was very frustrated with me at that request. I still did it anyway because I knew that was the only way for me to ease back in and to figure out how this was going to work, how I was going to manage my schedule, because I had so many new things on my plate that I hadn't had before becoming a mom. So I just think having a culture where you can have an open dialogue about those things and work with your employees, especially if they're talented people that you value and you want on your team, help them ease into it.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. That's a big thing with returning moms, just creating that easy transition, because it's not easy for them, especially when you're a first-time mom too.
Yeah. You're wondering how are you going to do it all, really? And then,
Right.
and you a little human that is completely dependent on you now. And then they fight back, they miss mom. They're not used to this new schedule. So it goes both ways. It wasn't just me who needed to ease into a transition. My daughter needed to ease into a transition and understand that while I was gone for a few hours, I would be home and I would be back consistently to be mom.
Yes,
So
exactly. Well, now that she's older and doing well from our conversations that we've had, what are you doing now to create that balance between your working life and your home life?
I've gotten to be a much better, stronger advocate and much more confident in being able to say what I need to be successful, and also making sure that I'm addressing, you know, any concerns my employer may have. So if they're, for instance, my daughter has a lot of medical appointments, so like I'm, and lots of moms that, I mean, even if you're balancing not just your health care, but the health care of your kids, and then their school situations, and you want to be there for their school events to cheer them on and be supportive. There's a lot of different time commitments, and it's just a matter of being very open in your communication, marking my calendar very clearly that I'm out of the office or I'm unavailable for certain times, but here's when you can reach me, and here's when I'll have this, and making sure that if I say I'm going to get a project or fulfill something, that I do it. So that's just really being open about communication.
Yes, I agree on that. Being your advocate's really the best way to kind of get that going for your balance. If you could give one piece of advice to a mom out there who's listening, or a new mom returning to work, what would it be to kind of start that, being your own advocate, to start that process?
First of all, be kind and be patient with yourself, because this is not easy. And these are, I mean, becoming a mom is a huge life moment. So be kind and be patient with yourself, and you know, put together, and you know what, you might go out on maternity leave and have put together a transition plan, but then realize, you know, when it's time to come back, that needs to change or adjust. Just be very open with your employer, and also don't be afraid to look elsewhere. You know, if your employer is not going to work with you and you're not able to, it's so important. We have this one life, and we all deserve to be, you know, happy and feel rewarded and feel valued. So, you know, and that actually was one of the realizations that I had with my employer when I first came back to work. When they were unwilling to work with me about part-time for a week, I made up my mind that week that I would be looking for other opportunities. And I did find one that helped me balance my career and my role as mom better. And so it cuts both ways. You know, employers, you know, from a retention strategy, it seems, I mean, I'm not the expert, but it seems like from a retention strategy, the more you can work with working moms to help find a balance where you're getting what you need, they're getting what they need, the higher your retention is. Because I voted with my feet as soon as I felt like I wasn't being supported, or that I didn't have a place in the culture that was there. So I don't know. I don't know if I even answered your question there, Tara. I went on a tangent.
No, that was great. I loved it. Good job. Okay.
Thanks.
Now we get to go to the fun part of the interview, where non-work related questions, all fun, quirky questions that I want to ask you.
Okay.
So it is your cheat day. You can eat whatever you want for the entire day. What are you eating, Sharon?
Nothing but desserts. Dark chocolate.
Nothing but desserts?
Nothing but desserts. Ice cream, dark chocolate salted caramels, gold medal ribbon ice cream with fudge and caramel on it. Yeah, I have a major sweet tooth.
So three sweet meals a day for Sharon's cheat day.
Oh, and snacks. I mean, I'll eat myself sick on sweets. I have to really rein that in.
Okay. All right. What is your favorite all-time movie?
Gone with the Wind.
Gone with the Wind.
Why, Charles Hamilton, I do believe, came all the way here to break my poor Southern girl's heart. Yes.
Very well done. Very well done. What is your ideal vacation spot?
The beach. I love the beach. I love the beauty of the beach. I love walking the beach. I love watching the sun come up over the ocean and it set over the bay. There's just something really relaxing and wonderful about that. It's beautiful. It's like there's new beginnings in every day. I just love it.
Okay. I I am more of a amusement park. Like I like going to things that I can do lots of different thrilling rides. That's my ideal thing. Little opposite of that, but that's all good. Now here's my favorite mom one. What's the chore that you put at the bottom of the list so you do it last?
Dishes. I hate dishes. I would rather scrub a toilet than dishes. I hate dishes. I don't know why. Just hate it.
Worse than laundry. Worse than laundry?
Oh, well, I am lucky. I have a this is another thing we didn't touch on is like super supportive spouses. Like my husband does a ton of the household stuff and laundry is his thing. He does a laundry. Thank goodness, because I don't like laundry either. I don't really like any household chores. I like gardening. I'm a results oriented person. I need to see immediate results. And, so it has to be a task where I see like a bathroom, once you clean it, you can tell it smells shiny and clean, and like, or gardening. Like I love the gardening thing because you see results, but a household, like dusting and nah.
Okay. Last question and we'll wrap it up. What are you most grateful for today?
My family, that I have people who I love and that love me back. I mean, I get emotional when I think about it. I feel so fortunate to have family who love me and that I love back. And I don't think that there's, like, when I think about what we're going through right now, it doesn't matter what happens. Like we could lose everything. As long as we have each other, it's all that matters to me. That's it. It's where it ends. That's everything.
Beautiful. Love it. Well, Sharon, thank you so much for coming on today and sharing your stories and your funny phone conference pumping story. That was awesome. And I'm so glad Eric and I introduced us.
Me too. I appreciate the opportunity to talk with you, and good luck with your podcast. I think it's really a creative idea, and I think that there's a lot of moms out there that will be interested in what you have to say, and I'm sure you will not have any problem getting contributors because this is a common thread. We all kind of bond over it. So keep up your great work, Tara.
Thank you, Sharon. You have an amazing day.
You too. Take care.